Hey guys, Jengar here. Welcome to today's realistic review in which we are taking a look at the F2A-1 Buffalo sitting at 2.3 battle rating in the American line. Fantastic little plane, good for shenanigans and all that jazz. The premium version of this plane, Thatcher's F2A-1, is a plane we reviewed not too long ago, and also fantastic plane. These planes are similar, are actually the same. And of course the premium one gives more rewards and stuff like that, but this is the same plane. Let's get into her. The maximum speed in this plane at sea level without WEP is 404 kilometers an hour, and with WEP 422. At 4500 meters she'll go up to 371 kilometers an hour without WEP and 385 with WEP. And then finally at 6500 meters you can take her up to 329 kilometers an hour without WEP and 341 with WEP. The WEP is quite nice and stays functional at the higher altitudes as well, thus making the plane quite usable at both high altitudes and mid to low altitudes. It's really a versatile plane when it comes to altitude. In a top speed, in a dive, it is a little bit better in the speed department, because the speeds in a straight line, the maximum speeds, are nothing spectacular. They are average. But in a dive she'll go up to 725 before she redlines and 750 before she rips apart. Now that's quite nice. That is not the effective dive speed though, with control stiffening starting slightly at 500 kilometers an hour and becoming more severe at 600 kilometers an hour. Stall speed is alright with 140-150 kilometers an hour, which is quite good. The firepower in the plane is very good. The plane has 4 guns, 3 50 cals, M2 Browning machine guns with 400 rounds for the wing mounted 50 cals and 250 for the one in the nose. And next to the one in the nose is another machine gun, a 7.2mm Browning machine gun with 450 rounds per gun. So you have 3 50 cals and one 7.62mm, which is quite alright for the firepower at 2.3 battle rating. Good firepower. Some planes have 1 or 2 cannons supported by no machine guns, or sometimes 2 machine guns, but this firepower can definitely compete. I like the firepower on this plane. 50 cals are still very nice. The ammo load in this plane is excellent. You can take 5-6 kills easily with this ammo load. Acceleration in the plane, when we come to performance, in a straight line is decent. In a dive it is average. Not great, the acceleration on the plane. The energy retention in the horizontal is average, and as well in the vertical. It's nothing to write home about in the performance department when it comes to that, but average is not bad. So you can definitely have fun and shenanigans in this plane. It's an absolute fun plane to fly, mostly because of the maneuverability in the plane and the ability to actually do a little bit of boom and zooming. The energy fighting in the plane is not fantastic due to the acceleration and energy retention being close to average. So and let's see, the climb rate in the plane is good, nothing bad. Turn time is very good, and here we come to the major strength of this plane. The turn time is good without flaps and very good with flaps. The flaps only rip off at 520 kilometers an hour, which is not something you will reach very easily in except when you are in a dive and you gotta continue to dive for quite a bit. We get 6 kills in that first match with a ground target there. First place in the team with that. You can also use her as a bomber hunter, as you'll see here. Not the cleanest match I'll ever had. Didn't quite have the time because of the presence of a 109 on altitude to get into the perfect positions that you usually have to take with bombers, because those back gunners can be very lethal. But anyway, we get a lot of bombers in this second match. So the turn time is very good, which is nice, with good flaps on her that you can use at pretty much any situation except for a long dive. The roll rate in the plane is average, but the overall maneuverability is good. Overheating is no issue at all in this plane. You can really web to your heart's content and only After long whiles we'll see overheat, and it's easy to call off anyway, this engine, so there's that, which is good. The durability is also quite good, and it can take a few hits, there is no problem with that. The main flight styles of this plane are boom and zooming and turn fighting, and the way I like to use it is to start from a boom and zoom capacity. So you do climb to altitude, needing a little bit of side climbing here and there, because the 109s definitely climb better than this plane, and there is Spitfires that climb better as well. But a little bit of side climbing, get to altitude and start to compete with players there. You can absolutely outturn the 109s and a lot of the Axis opposition. The Spitfires are a different matter, but you can still compete with them, and especially with flaps in this plane, you can be a little demon, let's say, and you can surprise a lot of people that think that they have you. Absolutely lovely, the maneuverability in the plane. She's a small little bugger as well, so not the easiest target to hit. The wings are quite thin, which is nice. I quite like the Buffalo in that sense. Here we are going for a head-to-tail confrontation with this guy. This is not clean. I do get the gunner there, which I was aiming for. I wanted to get the gunner out of the way so he couldn't shoot at me anymore, but I couldn't get in front of this bomber because of this 109 that was on my tail. And it's an F2, which is quite a good plane, but not as maneuverable as me, obviously. So I can definitely win the turn fight if this player is willing to turn. But I didn't know what kind of quality player was in the pilot seat there, so I decided to go for that risky attack on the bomber, and because there was no time to get a good position, let's say. But we got 3 bombers before we met this guy, so yeah, and now we basically have him because he started turning with us. The thing that this guy should do now is dive away. The acceleration in the F2 is definitely better than this plane, and that's the only way to escape, basically. He is diving away now, but he's still very slow, and I'm still very close, so yeah. There is that. As we take our 4th kill there. But absolutely fun plane, this plane, and definitely worth getting. I can definitely advise you to go for this plane. It's an absolute fun plane, and it is an excellent plane to make a transition from AB to RB. This is a very forgiving plane in realistic battle. We got Survivor, Terror of the Sky, 23,000 Silver Lions and 1900 research points. First place in the team. I'll see you in the conclusion. Hey guys, so here we are after the match. Now, the flying in this plane is really nice because it provides a really stable platform that does exactly what you say when you put your input from the keyboard into the plane. It feels very nice, you always feel in control, the plane is maneuverable, it can dive, it has a little bit of a reach with the top speed in a dive, it doesn't rip apart just like that. Control stiffening is alright up until about 650. The speeds are alright, nothing to write home about. I mean, it's not the fastest plane, but it's not very slow either, not particularly slow. And yeah, climb rate is good. The armament is nice. This is an excellent plane to start learning realistic battle in. Absolutely. It has a nice ammo load. You can spray a little bit. You don't have to be constantly focusing on trigger happiness and all that jazz. You can shoot around a bit, you can maneuver, you can recover. It's a forgiving plane. So I definitely, for any beginner, I recommend this plane. And for the veterans, this is a fantastic plane that you can use. You can go from boom and zooming to turn fighting and back to boom and zooming and all that jazz. It's a fantastic plane to use and absolute fun. It guarantees shenanigans, and pick it up guys, absolutely, you won't regret it. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye. If you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button, become part of this community. If you are already a subscriber, don't forget to like the video, do leave me a comment, and if you really feel like helping out today, make sure to share the video with your friends and let them know about the channel.